13.
Okay. The Tigers fall in Nashville. We're breaking it down on the Hannycast. I'm Charles Hannigriff, along with former Tiger Richard Dickson, as we take a look back at LSU's 31-24 loss in Nashville. Rich, we're going to leave out all of the big picture stuff that we've been discussing post-game and on the daily shows and things like that, and just concentrate on the football part of this. Vanderbilt, the word we used, I think, and the word I've heard more is Vanderbilt bullied LSU on Saturday, and that, besides all of the things we're going to look at, is probably the most disturbing part.
No, I mean, they threw the first punch. They brought the fight to the game. It seemed like we were catching in every way. I mean, this is one of the games, when you go back and watch, it was more frustrating to watch the film just because first time in my life I've seen Vanderbilt, bring the fight.
Well, it's a different Vanderbilt team, but that's a whole different story, how they end up the season. For our purposes here, this is about them beating LSU. So let's jump right in here. This is a third down and one play. This is early in the first quarter. LSU actually got points on their first drive, which has been elusive for them this season. This is Harlem Berry for about a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, and I think Harlem Berry has earned more carries. I mean, he's a guy that is finding holes. I put this on here because I wanted to see good run plays. And look, this worked out well, but when I go back and watch the film, there's still things that we got to improve on.
All right, set it up.
So you're going to get a zone read concept to the left, and this is one where does Adams make the block? Yeah, but he doesn't finish it. And this is the physicality we're talking about, where Vanderbilt's fighting the whole time. Like we deliver a jab, and then we just settle our feet, don't move. We get a not a very good combo block. We don't get off to the second level here. I'm not sure Weston Davis knows who he's supposed to block right here.
Okay. That's a big hole.
That's a huge hole. But, watch. I mean, this is one where I tell you, I said a couple weeks back, finish the play, get a personal foul. I don't care, but try to bury the guy. And because he doesn't bury him, look whose guy's falling back in and gets the legs of the running
back.
Okay,
right here. Adams has got him. Okay,
this
sort of.
Finish.
Yeah.
Finish right here.
All right, now.
Drive him back. Keep your hands inside. Don't lose a block. Because, look, as good as this was, we didn't get off at the second level right here. I mean, this was a good block. We get the hole. But when Adams doesn't finish this guy, and that's a 24. That's a linebacker who probably weighs 230 pounds. He allows him to fight back, get in on the play, and you don't know. He might make the safety miss. But right here, I just want combo block right here. Eccles makes a bad step. Rewind it. You're going to want to see right here. You're going to want to see the center and guard work together. They're working up to 22. But because he takes an inside step, he doesn't get that leverage over there. He kind of cuts off more. He doesn't get the full body taken over, and we really leave 22. On the backside, this is a cutoff. This is all you're doing. These two got these two. Stay here. Davis makes initial contact, then starts looking to go inside. He brings more attention to the inside because I don't know if he knows exactly what he's supposed to be doing. He starts off right. You're going to watch him trail and try to get 22. 22 is not his guy. 61, 78 are working to 22. Adams, you got to finish. That's a linebacker. I want you to drive him 10 yards off the ball. Finish him backwards. And look, then you're one-on-one, very shifty. He might make that guy miss and go to the house. This is a 9-yard run. I'm happy with it. We haven't had a lot of 9-yard runs this year. But when in the totality of things is 71's got to bully that linebacker. He's got to beat him up. Eccles, you got to take a better step. You know you're reaching up here to 22 and you got help on the inside, but you step inside. 75, just know what you're doing. I mean, simply hinge off the backside and protect it. But it's a 9-yard run that has 3 of the 5 guys not doing necessarily the right thing or finishing. So who are the guys that make the play? 22 and
24.
Okay, so if Eccles gets a good step here to the outside and passes him off, he's on there to chop him down, whatever he's got to do. If 71 finishes and knocks him back off the ball and doesn't allow him to fall back in, you're easily, with that big hole, one-on-one with the safety.
You'd be an excellent choreographer if you're looking for a second career because you're constantly talking about where hands, feet, and heads should be. I mean,
the biggest thing to me is where I get more frustrated. Like, do I like all the play calling? No. Do I think we make a lot of great play calls into certain situations? No. But if executed and if done the way that I've been taught to block my whole life, I mean, a lot of these are big plays.
This next one is a 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. In fact, I think this is the very next play. This is Garrett Nussmeier, who sacked for a 3-yard loss.
This is the most physical play I've seen all year, and this is another Barry play. If you let it through, just watch 22 on this play. It's the most dominant block I've seen by an LSU Tiger all year.
Wow. All right. Yep. Knocked him right down.
Now,
I'm remembering this play now. Yeah.
with that being said,
Unfortunately.
finish the play. Nussmeier's looking for him to escape out. You chip to release on your route. He gets a little too excited. He lays the guy down. He goes back to talk crap instead of getting out on his route. But what's frustrating about this play to me, go back to the wide view so you can see everything. So you're getting pause right here. This is quarters coverage. You got 4 across the top. Everybody's deep. You're 3-by-1 right here. It gets pretty tough right now. Mistake number 1 is 3. Been here a long time. Hilton. Okay, you're a 4-year guy. You never inside release on a seam. You just brought his eyes to it. You want him turning his back to the quarterback, allows the upfield throw, the back shoulder. But he makes a mistake by inside releasing. He brings this guy's eyes to where he sees everything. I'm not sure. I mean, you would think getting 14 green, one-on-one with a corner that's probably 6 foot is an advantage. But in quarters coverage right now, there's not a lot open. The safety's going to take over Anderson on the cross. You got the safety over the top with Hilton releasing inside that brings 2 eyes to the bat. Green never really gets an advantage and gives him a good throw. Nussmeier has to come immediately back to the hitch on the backside. This is the only option right here unless you get the back on the leak. But Nussmeier's eyes aren't even right on this play.
Now what?
He's too late at this point. He should have already been throwing that before the hitch on the outside. That's where his route was. I think what he's trying to do is look for Barry on the leak. But Barry had a hell of a block, the most physical block, but he decides to talk trash to the defender instead of getting out on his route.
And Nussmeier sacked for a 3-yard loss.
But, I mean, go to the tight view. I'm trying to remember what he did on this one. But protection, and he's got a wide 9. You're going to set deep right here. It's just hand placement with Davis.
His hands went up over his shoulder pads.
Every time he shoots his hands wide, you got to have, like, we teach you like a bench press. You got your hands in tight to your chest. That's where all your power is. You got to get your hands inside, fight him. But too often when you watch him, his hands go to the outside of the shoulder pads. He catches. He doesn't deliver the punch.
Nussmeier goes down for a 3-yard loss. But the tackle on the other side too. Let's watch.
But this is one. Even like I don't think either tackle blocked this very well. Like he allows that guy to push him back and then fall in and make the play. He doesn't finish. This is 2 plays in a row. He doesn't finish the block. With all that being said, Nussmeier's pre-snap reads and where his eyes should be, he should have still gotten the ball out to the backside.
We're brought to you by Cina in the heart of downtown Hammond. Cina, an upscale Italian restaurant serving traditional dishes in contemporary fashion, inspired by an abundance of fresh, local produce and the ways of old. Cina, creating a unique dining experience. Cina's goal is to use local ingredients and delicious recipes to create an exceptional dining experience while also providing a fresh and inclusive atmosphere that can be enjoyed by everyone. Cina in downtown Hammond. All right, this next one is on the LSU defense. Diego Pavia, 20-yard gain here. This was a 2nd and 15 at the LSU 21. This puts them down in the red zone.
Yeah, and the frustrating thing about this one, this is the most missed assignments, unsure of their job on the defense. We've been assignment sound for the most part of the year. This is one where we got guys out of place. You're going to see, it looks to me, for the most part, it's man covered 1. But Perkins rolls out here. Weeks rolls out. We leave the middle of the field open. And I know, or got to assume, that all week long was leaving a guy with eyes on the quarterback. And we have nobody watching right here. right here, you got 3 guys to cover 2. I'm assuming Perkins played wide. He's supposed to have that back, and Weeks is supposed to be back to the middle. But there's too many times when I'm watching this film that it looks like we have other guys covering for other guys that leaves bigger gaps open.
He's supposed to be playing center field.
Center field,
okay.
man. I'm assuming Perkins is supposed to be on this guy and Weeks supposed to be slid over. Everybody's manned up with a guy over the top. But for some reason, right here in the left corner, you got 3 guys to cover 2.
And nobody covers number 2 all the way down to the goal line. Let's take a look from.
I think the end view is going to be the best teller of what's really happening. But you watch him fly out. He seemed unsure right there. It's like he glanced, saw a guy wide open, and tried to get over there.
Is this West Weeks that should be there? Okay. We're going to watch both of these linebackers fly out of the.
So you got man.
Okay.
I'm assuming Perkins has him man because Weeks ends up covering him, but Perkins pushes outside, kind of sits in like a curl hook area, but doesn't really cover anybody. These 2 got man, and then Perkins is just kind of floating. I would assume that, I don't know what the rules, what the play was called, what their assignment was, but watching it, I mean, it's a numbers game. You have so many guys over here. It looks like Weeks sees a guy wide open and tries to get in the area, which voids the middle.
There's not been a lot of this year for the defense where there's been completely blown assignments.
Yeah.
I think a few, but not many.
I can think of 2 offhand prior to watching this game that we highlighted on the film. This is the first time to where I was, I don't know.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't know what happened on this.
Yeah. All right, let's move forward. This is a first, as very late in the first quarter, a 2nd down and 9 in Vandy territory, the 34-yard line. And Barry gets up for a 10-yard gain here. This one was actually blocked pretty well in the offensive middle.
Yeah, but this is, when you watch it, like I'm not going to complain about a 10-yard gain, but to me, it's the mentality that we're talking about on several of these issues is just finishing the block. This is one where Chester, he's blocking a smaller guy. He's on another linebacker. He allows the guy to fall back into the play. I want him to be dominant. Look, first of all, hands outside, can't do it. He loses leverage on the inside. These are easier runs. If you finish, it gives him more space to be one-on-one and make a move. I mean, this is an easy block all day long. But he gets bad leverage. He goes to the outside. It's inside zone. He's got to keep his hat up to the middle or maybe a shade on the inside.
All right, let's watch Chester again here.
So when it's inside zone, you got a wide 9, hat not on the outside. You want it straight up the middle, maybe lean to the inside to where you can force it. But he gets so far on the outside, he falls back in.
All right, so in his defense, this is him at left tackle, where he has not played very much. But this is a common technique. You got to get your hat on the other side.
Yeah, you can say in his defense. I mean, to me, that's a bigger problem is why is a guy that's been here for 3 years, played center. The 1 year he started was a backup guard all during camp, and now he's our first option at left tackle.
Well, tackle aside, and like I said, I'm going to take up for him this much because he's not used to playing left tackle, but you still got to get your head around.
It's all about knowing where the ball's going, knowing where you're trying to get the leverage, knowing where you're trying to push.
We're brought to you by Capital Area USSSA, the USSSA baseball affiliate here in Baton Rouge, hosting events for all levels of skill, league play, and into the rec all-star divisions, along with AA, AAA, and Major League state and national events. Exciting events lined up for late into the fall and into next spring. For more information, call Lane Petrie at 225-771-9095, 225-771-9095 for the Baton Rouge area USSSA. All right, this next play, early in the second quarter, Garrett Nussmeier going to Trades Green, and this was the touchdown.
It's one of my favorite plays. Do a little tight end delay, get a heavy run action, block first, leak out to the backside. I think it was well designed, well executed. Great play by Nussmeier, but I don't know if you want to call this into a blitz. I think the blitz gets there a little bit faster, makes it a little bit harder of a play. But it's a hell of a throw and hell of an execution by Nuss.
You get the end zone view.
You're going to see a puller. I mean, they get heavy run action to the left side. You're going to see the backers flow. Great setup. You get a little delayed right there and sneak out the back. But to get that ball off with the inside linebacker blitzing that comes scot-free is pretty impressive.
Yes, he's not supposed to have that much pressure.
No, I mean, you're supposed to leak back, but I don't think that they intended to call this play into a blitz. You want to get heavy run action, get everybody flowing to the ball. You don't want two linebackers coming straight up the middle at you.
Let me go back to the short view here. Is there anything that's indicating that they're bringing pressure in the middle?
I would
Pre-snap?
the safety depth kind of includes you in that they're coming. But I mean, they're trying to show. I mean, that's cover 0. I mean, they showed this a lot, ran it a little bit, but it's something that you knew pressure was coming.
Nice play by Nuss. Nice play by Green. LSU gets a touchdown. This was right there at the beginning of the second quarter. All right, this next play we're going to look at is a rush by Diego Pavia. He was Vanderbilt's leading rusher coming in. I feel like, that's something we talked about a great deal last week. This is a 7-yard gain, 3rd down and 6 at the Vanderbilt 41-yard line, and he's going to just barely pick up the first down here.
Yeah, and to me, what's frustrating about this is, we're bringing a nickel blitz. 11 Woodland's coming off the end. This is another questionable play by Perkins to me. I don't imagine that he was designed to blitz here. I feel like he's kind of reading, reacting, and just trying to go make that play. But we get two guys with bad angles, and we lose contain. See, that doesn't make any sense to me that Perkins would be designed to blitz right there. And you'll see it better from this back view. You got two guys coming damn near the same angle, nobody there for contain. Like, it would make more sense to me if Woodland's coming and Perkins is looping for contain.
Yeah.
That would be how I would design that play. But I don't think that I think Perkins is reading and reacting right here. I don't know if he was designed to blitz there.
I'm even wondering, does he know Woodland's blitzing? They almost collide.
Yeah, there's so many times right here where a lot of guys are not on the same page.
I mean, literally, he almost gets blocked by Woodland. Rich, I wonder if he even knew he was coming.
Yeah.
He might have missed a call.
He might have seen the play, and, he's played in that slot before in the star position. He thought the blitz is for him. But there's nothing that I see in this that he's supposed to be blitzing.
Woodland actually ends up shielding Perkins.
Yeah.
So he didn't hit him, but he essentially blocked him. Now, there's no way that's not designed. That's certainly not the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could see if you're going to blitz that way is that Perkins is looping for contain.
Yeah. Now, maybe Woodland missed a call and he's not supposed to blitz. I don't know.
They
weren't supposed to do that. Yeah, got it. We're brought to you by Marucci Sports. From a backyard shed to the top of the game, more than just a baseball bat company, a legacy built on passion and precision with 2 decades of crafting the finest wood, metal, and leather in the sport. We're here to help you run the game at MarucciSports.com. And don't forget about the Hitter's House, 5801 Segan Lane and on Airline Drive in Metairie. Members get access 24/7 to the members-only cages, bullpen cage reservation opportunities, and a 15% discount at the retail store. Check out it all at MarucciSports.com. This next one is not a run, but this is a Diego Pavia pass to the tight end for 21 yards. This was 2nd down and 8 at the LSU 27 midway through the second quarter.
So we ran a tight end delay on Green's touchdown. They run a tight end delay right here, and it completely fools everybody. No one picks him up. I'm not sure. This is another one where I'm not sure they knew who they were covering. You get two guys that go with the running back. Weeks goes after the quarterback, and nobody picks up the tight end.
You want to tell me?
Look, they're pointing at the tight end. You got point, Halsey. They're all there. So right now, one of them has to decide, who's got the tight end, who's got the back.
Let's let it play through, and we'll catch the wide view, and we'll try to point where they were supposed to go. Well, that's a lot of real estate.
That's what happens when you have two guys cover one.
Okay. Now, all right, everybody's pointing. Here comes the man in motion. What are we looking at?
So you're going to watch them. They're going to shift with this. What Vanderbilt does really well is there's so much window dressing and there's so many jet sweeps. Are they going to hand it off? Are they going to hand it off to the running back? Is it going to be a play action fake pass? So what they did a really good job of, and I think what we were worried about, is we're always flowing. I think they used our speed against us.
Mm-hmm.
They knew that we were going to be flying to the ball, and everything seemed backside. But I'll tell you when to hit pause. Right here, you got Delane comes over, man-to-man coverage. Watch the back come out the backfield. Or the backside tight end. He's scraping across. You end up having Halsey and 42 Keys go with the back that's really just coming over there to block. Nobody picks up the tight end. I feel like Weeks sees that he's blocking, that maybe he's green dogging at this point. He's going after the quarterback. But my guess is Halsey or Keys was supposed to be picking up the tight end coming out. It's a tough play. Look, some of my biggest plays in my career were on a tight end delay because once they see you engaged in a block, they lose a little bit of focus and go to the next thing. But this is just one time again that we're leaving guys wide open down the field.
This next play is a 4th and 1 4th and goal at the 1 yard line, and this is just right up the gut. This
one was I was really mad during the game because I think there's great effort by everybody right there, and I don't know if he initially got across the line. I know that it wasn't determined a touchdown right off the get go, but you get some stops right here. You get some guys coming in, guys stopping him at the line, but that pisses me off. Perkins, if you're watching he takes 2 steps, shuffles. I mean, I want to see him flying there. Hit pause right here. Right there, he should be flying in to knock his head off. He should be knocking that guy back, going for the ball. And finish this play. You're going to see a common theme, and we don't finish on a lot of plays.
Okay, let me back it up here. At what point is he clear that Pavia has not kept the ball? Let's try to see where. All right.
I'd say
right now.
Right there.
Okay.
You got to be crashing down.
He's got to crash down.
So you're going to get a stop right here by Weeks. He comes in and makes a good play.
Because I understand him not sucking in there because
right
Pavia
away,
will keep it. Yeah.
But when he is fully turned
at
watching
this point,
the play.
Yeah.
This is one right here. He's watching it. Watch. He thinks they got to stop. He stood there. And to me, that's something he's got to be flying in there, knock the ball out, finish the play.
We're brought to you by Bayou Apparel. When you need anything LSU, go to everythinglsu.com. Made by locals and shipping from Baton Rouge. Bayou Apparel. Since 2009, one of the few local LSU official licensees with quality products to showcase your brand, whether it's established or new. Their design experts help you create eye-catching designs that fit your company's message. They do logos, event T-shirts, promotional items for your business, and get outfitted for the game. EverythingLSU.com or locally here, 225-928-9090. This next play is late in the first half. LSU down at the Vanderbilt 23-yard line, and Caden Durham gets stopped for a 2-yard loss.
This is on Eccles and really mainly on Eccles, but Chester doesn't really get a good step in either. I think you can probably see it better from that wide view, but Eccles just completely misses. He gets swammed right there.
Mm-hmm.
Chester didn't get a good step in, didn't get good leverage on him, and the play's blown up from that one instance right there. I think Green, look, I'm coming along on Green. He is fighting his butt off. He's trying to get blocks. Front side, I think they do okay right here, but this is just a complete whiff.
And I like Eccles. I think he's come along. And I think they think that too because Mubenga's back now and they left Eccles in the lineup. He misses here.
Well, and this is a symptom of what have we been talking about for 2 weeks? Firing off the ball, knocking them back, trying to be more physical, blow them off the line of scrimmage. And this is one of those times where his mindset was, I'm going to give it everything I got, gets a little bit of a swim move, and he goes to the ground.
Okay, this next one, our buddy Spence again. You put the tight end plays in here on purpose, didn't you?
Well, I feel like that's all they threw it to.
Well, they made some big plays for sure. This is Spence for about 8 yards.
Yeah, and I don't have a lot on this one other than another great job of using the referee to shield right there.
You coaching that.
Yeah, it's very smart. This was actually the play that I thought I put on that was the Vanderbilt guard destroying 2 of our guys.
Yeah. Did that not make it?
No, this was the play that was supposed to be that. I got the wrong one.
All right, well.
But even on this, you're still playing, man coverage, single high. I don't know what Cooley's doing right there because everybody is manned up. This is another one where I feel like they're a little bit confused on what they're supposed to be doing.
The one that the guard knocks two people down with. Yeah.
And so
It was going to make the film, and
Hester
then it didn't.
sent me that film Sunday, and we're all
That's
talking
making
about
rounds
it.
on social media. It's not hard to find.
Well, and that's why I didn't feel that bad about not seeing it. I feel like I've seen it posted everywhere.
Give me 10,
this is a
15
guy
seconds on that.
That is, this is guys looking for work, guys trying to, just be aggressive and play mean and go put people on their butts. It's a play where you got a nose tackle and you got an end. The tackle's got his guy. The center's blocking his guy. The guard's got no one. He's there for help. Well, he freaking helps.
Oh,
he goes
helped.
out there.
Yeah, he put two people on the
blows
ground.
up the end, knocks him on the ground, turns around, knocks the other guy over. That's where I'm, frustrated with our offensive line. Even in situations when they're to help, it's like no one's being the bully. No one's going out there and trying to knock that guy on the ground.
Brought to you by Dependable Storage with 8 locations across Louisiana and 1 in Gulfport, Mississippi. Match any competitor's pricing, and convenient online rentals and payments are offered. Also, free use of the moving truck for new rental move-ins. Clean, secure, and conveniently located facilities. Check out the website at dependablestorage.com for locations, pricing, and rentals. Like Skip Burtman always says, at Dependable Storage, we want your stuff. All right, this one is the best play of the game. I don't know if I know they didn't draw it up this way, but the results of it were, this is Nussmeier getting the pass off to Xavier Thomas for a 62-yard touchdown.
This is a great effort by Nuss, even better effort by Thomas. But, what's frustrating is they're still just bad all over up front. You get Davis, who does the biggest no-no you ever taught as a tackle. You never get your shoulders parallel to the sideline. You always play with depth. He has bad technique. They loop just like everybody's been doing. I think Vanderbilt did a better job of it as a delayed loop, so it's kind of tough for Eccles to read. But this is one that, you got to realize when they're not attacking to keep getting depth to pass it off, because you're going to watch. He's going to slant inside to pull Eccles. The DN's about to loop on the inside, but they have no recollection that this is happening, and they end up getting cut off from one another. This is the biggest disgustment I have, because you're always taught to get depth. Get depth. Look, you got 56 who's looking to help you. He can't help you once you've turned your shoulders like this. You've already opened the gate. You've shortened the edge. If he decides to go inside, you can't flip back around. This is just, you're taught from day one to never do this as a tackle. You get depth, keep your shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage, and force him to make the move. Once you've given up this, the inside's wide open. There's nothing you can do. But you get past all the line play. This is a great effort by Thomas. It's just a hell of a play. He's a playmaker.
And after getting knocked around like that, he doesn't get caught.
Yeah.
He's got great speed. But
watch the on the left side, the Vanderbilt defensive tackle and end. They do a good job of delaying this loop. Eccles wasn't ready for it, and it gets the guys cut off. But that's another thing, that if you're playing with proper technique, you're getting depth, you're not leaning forward, you let the line kind of determine what you're doing.
This next one is late in the third quarter, the LSU 21-yard line. This is Diego Pavia for the touchdown, and this is once again, Rich, a situation where everybody flows away and nobody's got where Pavia ends up.
Did we mention that I feel like this is the most times in the game all year long that we didn't feel like we know who we were supposed to be covering? The run's great. He gets a touchdown. I think he could have thrown a touchdown to 2 different guys on this one. Hit pause right there. Why do you have 3 guys going with the jet sweep?
There's 3 guys down there.
There's 3 guys went with the jet sweep. You could have hit the running back on the rail route all day long. I don't think Keys was supposed to cover him. I think this is another panic move. He sees him so wide open, he goes over here. But you're from the middle of the field over. You don't have a defender in sight. If I'm a running quarterback, if I'm anybody, that's where you're going. You're taking off right there. There's no one that can get to you. Halsey's back is turned to you.
Let's watch this again. The blitz is coming off the top, doesn't get there.
Yeah.
And 3. Okay.
You have 3 guys go to cover the sweep.
Let me back this up. What's Perkins pointing at? He's pointing behind him when he gets, you'll see, right there. What does he think is supposed to happen?
Someone's picking up the running back.
Okay.
I don't got him. Who's got him? And
Well,
Weeks
there's nobody
doesn't have
there
him.
to got him.
Halsey doesn't have him. Like, that's, to me, this is the most confusion I've seen on this defense, to where, if you run it from the back, I think I would have had Perkins with the back. I'm trying to remember the way this flows.
Okay.
But typically right here, if the back goes to the right, Keys is taking him. If it goes to the left, I would say Perkins is taking him. Cooley would get the tight end. But right now, I think, Cooley's supposed to cover the tight end. Perkins would get the back. Weeks is flowing because he doesn't have the back to his side. But all three of them flow with the jet sweep.
There ain't nobody home.
I mean, when you watch it from the wide view, that running back, I think he could have thrown it to the tight end or the running back. Right here, he could have hit him on a back shoulder. If you go a little bit further, ain't nobody covering that guy. I mean, he could have thrown this ball either way, had a big play, but no, because everybody flew this way. He's got a whole half of the field to work with no help.
Yikes. We are brought to you by Town Square Pizza. For pickup or delivery on North Boulevard, downtown Baton Rouge. Delicious, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. If you've got a limited amount of time for lunch in downtown, get down to Town Square Pizza. We're not only going to get a delicious product, you're going to get it fast, and a big, generous portion. You're probably going to have some leftovers. The out-of-towners coming in for the game Monday through Saturday from 11 until 8 p.m. Also, catering is available and some delicious craft brews as well. In Town Square Pizza, downtown Baton Rouge. All right, we got one more for you. This is the biggest run of the day. This is Caden Durham for 51 yards. This preceded the goal line sequence, which was a mess also. But this was the good one. This was the good part of it.
Yeah, and I always try to put positive plays in here to look where we're improving and see some good things. And there is good here. I think the play should have gotten called back for a holding on Davis. He had a bad block there. Eccles has to get going. He kind of waits on a guy. So they're going to show like a full-out blitz, zero. Everybody's coming, but they're going to back off and play. You're going to see the combination blocks. But Davis takes another bad step, is bad with his hands, gets beat on the inside. And I really feel like he kind of gets the guy by the neck. Pretty shocking in this game that we didn't get the holding call. And Eccles got to go. I mean, when the guys back off, it's a run play. Don't sit there and wait on them. All you're doing is getting the running back's way. You got to fire off and go find somebody.
Yeah. Anytime they pick their hands up like this, I think if I was an official, I'd call a flag.
Run that back. Like, I don't know how we didn't get the hold call right there. He's got him by the neck.
Yeah. That's football and basketball. If you put your hands up like this,
guilty.
Pass interference, personal foul, in basketball, whatever. But the run stood up.
And this is one right here where I just feel like Eccles kind of waits on him. He's got to go get that guy and knock him off the ball. And if you go with the snap, you got the leverage to keep him on the inside. He's falling back inside now because you waited on him. And then you kind of get knocked off by the D tackle.
Okay. We have a limited amount of time and things on these deals. We didn't put the goal line sequence in because it's been talked about to death. We did it on the post game. We did it on daily shows. Everybody else has done it too. After this is over, you get a run up the middle that was stuffed. There was nothing dramatic there. You just got stuffed. Then the second down, you get you have to take the timeout. Then you get the false start or the illegal shift, which wipes out the touchdown. Then you run the direct snap to Johnson, which doesn't really go anywhere. And then you run the same slant that they used for the 2-point conversion earlier, except to the left side, and that didn't work either. And this play, which goes to first and goal to 2, ends up being a field goal.
I think I heard earlier that in the last 2 weeks we've had 3 goal to goes on the 2nd or 1 yard line and haven't got a touchdown yet.
No, that's true. I've got the whole list. I didn't bring it because I didn't, I don't want to beat that part of it up anymore. We've done a lot of that stuff, and we're trying to show you something different. the good, the bad.
I put these plays on because I want to see what happened so well and what we did well. And maybe it's just because I'm in a pissed off mood and things aren't going well and, we're not winning, that I seem to find even the negative sides of the positive plays.
Well, there was plenty. And listen, A&M's coming in here undefeated. It's a night game at Tiger Stadium. It's supposed to rain. We'll see how they respond to this, but you can look at it any way you want to. You can look at it as 2 losses on the road by 1 score. You can look at it as, man, if you clean some of this stuff up, this feels a lot different. But it also does feel like we are pointing out a lot of the same things every week.
Oh, it's just you look when you start the year off talking about we got a young offensive line, inexperienced offensive line that you're going to grow. We always talk about you get the midway point of the season, you're no longer a freshman. This is no longer your first year starting, that you should start getting better and understanding technique and where your hat's supposed to go, understanding the feel and the flow of the play. But we watch the same stuff every week, and we don't see anybody's hand placement getting better. I don't see steps getting better. I don't see the physicality getting better. There's some plays that if you go back and watch what Hester and Flynn were talking about that really pissed me off. It's just, we're getting ragdolled by people just that we shouldn't be. There's a physical – go back to what I just said. When you have 3 drives that start with on the first or second yard line with first down and you end up with field goals, that is a mentality. That's not being physically and mentally strong. That's embarrassing. I mean, the amount of times that, we run goal line practice for 15 minutes, and I would say the success rate is 75% of the time. And, we're coming out here and getting blanked. Look, we talked about the defensive issues, and this was our worst played defensive game, but against a very crafty offense with a playmaker like Pavia. But at the end of the game, you get 2 stops. They forget what happened, first quarter through third quarter. It's a 1-touchdown game in the fourth quarter, and you get 2 stops. And in your 2 drives, you go 3 and out for a total of negative 10 yards. It's completely unacceptable and embarrassing.
Thanks to everybody for watching us. Hit a subscribe, hit a like, help us out a little bit. We'll be back next Tuesday, and we'll take a look at LSU and A&M. For Richard Dickson, I'm Charles Hannigrove. This has been the Hannycast.